What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Big E Show. Today we have the BYJew. Do you even like that nickname?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It.
Well, then we're gonna call him the BYJew. Jake Retzlaff, quarterback for BYU. BYU's cooking right now in football. Super exciting to watch for obviously me. I'm a BYU fan, but I think just the whole state, the conference in general, doing a lot of good for them. So easy to cheer for. Excited to have him here. And co-hosting today, we have Alex Caressa.
What's up?
Good buddy of mine, owner, operator, founder of Wooden Grails hats. You guys have probably seen me wear these on different episodes. And another former quarterback. We haven't even jumped. I don't even know if you know that. Alex is
he doesn't know me, but
but you know.
Yeah. So I mean, probably 10 years ago, played quarterback at BYU, ended up transferring, went the Juco route.
Nice.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
Yeah. So and then ended up finishing at Portland State. But
yeah, so excited to have you here. Not as much as we're excited to have Jake here. No offense,
Yeah.
but Jake, good to have you here, man.
Thanks.
On this brisk November morning. How you doing?
Doing good. Doing great, man. Bye week. It's been chill. Been able to get the body feeling great.
Yeah.
So excited to go into the next week.
I mean, this is the second one. I mean, I guess it was technically November, but you had a bye week not that long ago.
Yeah.
What does a bye week look like for you? Like, are you able to travel? Do you just stay close and you have family come here? Or what are you trying to do?
For me, it's just like we still have a practice week, so it's 3 days of good practice.
Yeah.
It's 2 days of really hard practice, and then 1 day of kind of tone it down.
Uh-huh.
And then just for me, it's just time to reset. You know what I mean? Just kind of like spend time not grinding football. Like
Right.
I'm still looking at it and stuff, still looking at the tape and still getting ready, but
Right.
like I'm not grinding football like a normal work week, a normal game week. It's a lot more chill. I get to catch up on the academics, which is obviously important.
I bet you do.
Yeah.
You're hitting those books hard.
Fine.
I only make that joke, and Alex probably laughs because at this point, it's so hard. When you're in the thick of the season, it is almost impossible to do both, which is why it's crazy to me that I never got paid as an athlete. Because I'm like, you're not just an athlete. Like, it's hard enough. You're a pro. Like, it is not that far off from a pro schedule, but then having to manage classes that, you really don't want to be in, that's hard. It's not easy to do.
It is. No, you're right. Though, like in the middle of the season, like in the thick of it, like preparing for a big game, like you're not thinking about my physical science homework. I'm not thinking about any of that
You
stuff.
are now.
Now I am. And so I saw this in the bye week. It's a time to reset and like try to get a rough plan of what's next in the academics. Just make sure I stay on track.
Sure.
Because that's more important than ever, especially with the postseason.
Yeah.
This year, like you got to pass your classes in order to be eligible to play, and so that's a big deal. And so got to stay on top of that.
Yeah.
are you guys in class like normal, like every day to have you guys kind of on a, now that the platform's a little bit higher, we're undefeated, we got stuff going on. Are you guys like just in the SAP?
No, so
Okay. I thought you were saying like, now that you guys are undefeated, like,
you
do
don't
they
go to
actually
class.
make you guys go to class?
Obviously you gotta go to class,
Okay.
but I mean, like,
I see what you're saying.
there's a point where it's like you don't go to class anymore. It's a distraction.
Yeah, we were talking about that this week about like how on my way to class, there's like 3 or 4 or 5 people yelling across the hall, like, Jake, great game, or Jake, what's up? Like, or something like that. And I was talking to somebody and they said it got to the point when Jimmer was here, like Jimmer couldn't go to class because it was actually disrupting class. Like
That's wild.
everybody would want a
Well, and
signature or a picture or so. The Jimmer mania was nuts. And so I'm not even close to that yet. Like the class still gets off with me in there. I'd sit in the back and try to be low key about it.
What would we call it? We had Jimmer Mania, Retzlaff.
We're gonna have to think on it.
Yeah, we're gonna have by the end of the episode we'll have something.
Yeah.
Let that stir in the back of your head. You could think about it too, because it's inevitable.
It is.
We need it to happen.
Got it.
Yeah, he's got
I
it.
don't know.
He's got it. He's gonna come
By
off with
next
something
year.
fire at the end of the episode. No, yeah, I just thought of it. This is me that's thinking about it. That's a tough thing to do and to balance. And one question I had following up, you're hitting the film heavy right now. I know it's a bye week, but at this point in the season, whether you have a bye week or not, you're not going all out in practice, right? Like how much of it has shifted once you're 6, 7, 8 weeks in from physical to mental?
So yeah, we've done a really good job. Like our sports science, our strength conditioning team is unreal. Like we just had appreciation day for them the other day where we
I saw that. Yeah,
with them. It was cool.
Yeah.
Coach Ryan Phillips, his staff, and Skylar Main and Colby Clausen, like all those guys, they are dialed when the science comes to it. Like we're doing tests all the time. the most common ones, we do force play testing to see where our bodies are at. I mean, I know that basketball does the same thing. And so like, they know where we feel. They know how we feel. Like they are like super tied into our bodies and how we're holding up physically. And so they adjust for us really well. Also, another thing is like, we are strongest we've been all year right now. Like our strength training has been incredible, and they know how to put the load on us, but also not kill us because we have practice, later that day or something like that. And so it's been fun to like balance that. And like Tuesdays always suck, but like that's something we know.
Yeah.
That is something we own. Like Tuesday practice, we call it Bloody Tuesday. It's the most physical day of the week. It's full pads. It's the one full padded day. It's where offense and defense do crossover work. So we're actually going against the defense and flying around and stuff. And so like that day is owned by us as the hard day of the week.
Yeah.
We know like we're going in that day like this is going to suck. We got to do it because it's going to make us better.
Yeah.
And then by Wednesday and by Thursday, our bodies start to feel good again. And that's when, Thursday it becomes super mental, obviously. So the team is so dialed into that. Like we know, we understand what we're getting into every week. It's been communicated to us really well. Like and everybody's on the same page from Coach Kalani all the way down. And so it's fun to be able to like warm-ups on Tuesday. It's like, oh man, this is going to suck. This practice is going to suck. But it's like, yeah, that's the point.
Yeah.
We're doing this for a reason.
Grind day,
and then that's the grind day of every week before the game. And then Wednesday, you feel way better. It's crazy. And then Thursday, you obviously, the body starts to feel back to 100 by Friday, Saturday morning. And so, like, yeah, we're still like going after it physically pretty well because our bodies do feel pretty well. And we are the strongest we've been all season.
That's great. Yeah, Alex doesn't know what a grind day is. He hasn't worked out in like 6 years.
No.
He refuses to come to my rowing classes. He knew exactly where I was going with this.
I'm not going to your rowing class. That's not a
Jake said off screen said he'd come on the rowing class.
Yeah.
Off the record.
So what does like a bye week look like this year compared to previous years? Because my only thing I'm thinking about is an undefeated bye week is probably weird. There's so much momentum going into it. Do you feel like that it's like much needed, or do you feel like it kind of is hard to navigate where the momentum is so high and now all of a sudden you got a bye week and it slows down? How do you kind of navigate that and making sure that you and the team can keep that momentum going?
Yeah, like you said, like it's fun to have the momentum now, and it's like going week to week. It's fun to carry that momentum week to week. And that's definitely like a thing. Like now, we kind of wish this bye week would kind of hurry up now because we're ready to go play. We're not ready, but we're ready to go play a game because we've had the time off. We've had the film study hours and stuff like that for a normal week.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, like we know mentally we might be ready, but it is so great physically for our bodies to get back to where they need to be. Because like any sport, anywhere, like you're week. I mean, this is week 10, you know what I mean? And so you're week 10 in the season. Like your body is not 100%.
Yeah.
Nobody in the country is 100%. And so that's where the great teams become great teams is in November because you have to know you're not 100%. You got to acknowledge it and then play great regardless. And so like that's something that we're focusing on. Like November ball is different ball. Like it is. That's when college football takes a turn, and you never know what's going to happen week to week. We've had many upsets this week alone, especially in the Big 12.
Yeah.
2 big dogs go down, and so it's important, man. It's a good time for a bye week for that reason. You know what I mean? To get better physically, and then be able to acknowledge like, all right, well, we got to go, grind and go. Knock the last third of the season out because our bye weeks are pretty nicely set up. It's 5 games, 3 games, 4 games. And so we get to feel pretty good right now and then attack it and with the same energy we've been doing all season.
Love it.
You mentioned that there's some cross-pollination, defense, offense, going real reps against each other. Offense is crushing. I think I saw a graphic the other day. You guys are highest scoring in the Big 12. And then defense has obviously done a really, really good job, incredible plays this year that no one else around the country is doing as consistently as they are. Who's winning? I don't want to make like a divisive. I don't want to make this divisive. Who's winning those refs though?
So we don't actually ever see the ones. So the ones never see the ones. So it is crossover.
Okay.
1s, 2s.
Gotcha.
And then 2s, 1s. And so we're going against the 2s defense. 2s offense is going against the 1s defense. So it is not like killing your bodies. It's not as crazy as it sounds.
Okay.
It is
that
still
makes a lot of
nuts.
sense.
And so I'd say we're both winning.
Yeah. Smart answer. On to the next one. That was BS, man. It's not true.
Sorry about
all right, ones and ones go against each other. Who's got
offense all day.
Yeah, there we go. That's all I wanted. You send that to all our buddies on defense.
Love it.
What does Tyler Batty have to say about that? Yeah. All right. What's up, everybody? This message comes from Roan, high performance apparel that moves you. Roan is doing something super, super cool in the mental health space. I mean, this was a big part of my playing career. It's something that I didn't, unfortunately, really take seriously or add into my regimen until I was in college. But once I did, the difference between my play on the court and my life off the court was increased so drastically. Like I can't even emphasize it enough. So building mental fitness is vital to everyone's success, like I said, on and off the court. And so Roan has partnered with 5-time NBA All-Star Kevin Love and the Kevin Love Fund. And together they're opening up discussions and enabling action around mental health. You can find out more about how Roan is getting every head in the game at roan.com/mental fitness. That's RHONE/mental fitness, and you can get your head in the game as well. It's kind of this crazy hype train right now. You guys are debating whether you can go to class. Gymmermania 2.0 for the football team. Retzlaff. It's got to be like an R. Retzlaff ridiculousness. Could be something like that.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I'm gonna tweet it out by the end.
I'm thinking about it. I'm not sure you're doing your part thinking about it, but
well, dude, I'm focused right now on rapid fire.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have students coming up to you. That's such a weird dynamic because it's not like Tom Brady. We're going back to Tom Brady. Like he's at the peak of his stardom. It's not like he's walking around and like average people really have access to him. Like students are just average people.
McDonald's or
yeah, exactly.
Right. No.
You have students that are like coming up next to you, like sitting next to you in biology, like snapping a picture. Like Tom Brady doesn't have to deal with that. How has the fan response and the energy and I mean the student section? I was at that Kansas State game and I mean like the Rock is rocking. The stadium is going nuts. What is that like?
Do you know what ROCK stands for?
I used to.
Got him.
Oh,
do you know what ROCK stands for?
I don't.
ROC. What's it stand for? It's an acronym.
Well, I could have guessed that when you said what does it stand for?
I know.
Retzlaff.
No,
Retzlaff or
this is something I found out I think this week.
Oh my gosh, I know it.
Yeah. This is a fun fact of BYU that not everybody knows. This is a trivia question.
It ends in Cougars.
Yeah, it ends in Cougars.
Is it like royalty? No.
Nope, you're way off.
Roar of the Cougars.
Yeah.
Roar of the
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
No.
I didn't know that.
Fun fact. That's some trivia. That is BYU trivia for you right there.
How did you find that out?
Roar of the Cougars.
So
Why
ROTC.
did they count? Yeah, ROTC.
So it's the Army ROTC.
You're rolling the ROTC.
That was already taken. It would have been trademark infringement.
We had to go with ROC. You just add
Oh, come on, you don't have to add the T for stuff.
and it's
But
rock. Like
why would you add
rock is just an easy
the
word.
O but not the T? Of you're adding of but not.
Because it's not going to be
This is
RC.
roar of
It's not
Cougars.
the Rook or the Rock.
Rock.
Where'd you hear
it's not
that?
gonna flow off
Yeah,
that
it's
tongue.
not.
How did you find that
I
out?
forget who told me, man. I'm disappointed because I found out and like I was like, wow, my mind was
Love it.
blown.
No, yeah, it's
'Cause I was thinking about it, I was
it's
like-
nice.
Rock, like
Yeah. Where's the K?
it's not like we're rocking.
Or what is it?
But, I mean, we are
Yeah,
rocking, but
yeah.
we're not like
Yeah.
rock and roll. It's something.
They got the
So,
Kanye one, the
yeah,
power song going up.
Yeah, it's ROC rock.
Are they ever going to change that? By the way, they did that when I was
I know a lot.
I was a
of people
freshman,
are
which
No.
was 11 years
just
ago.
watching it. A lot of people are off rhythm on that. And it's hard.
No,
we
yeah.
are in Utah County. So it's all right.
But what is that? That's like, I mean, that's like every kid growing up playing sports, whatever sport it is, they're dreaming like, man. I think of like, I never even really played football. I was too soft. I said it so he couldn't. I was too soft. I played. Okay, no, actually, you know what? We're gonna jump into this. I did play tight end, but my quarterback. This is in 7th grade. So
Hey, J.R.
Here it
Smith
comes.
went
We're
back to
blaming the quarterback
golf
now.
at some school, so you can come back and play football.
me and JR very similar in athletic ability. So you're right.
What's his face from Caleb?
Caleb Lohner.
Yeah,
Yeah, also an incredible athlete. I wouldn't
way
put
better
myself.
athlete than you.
I was about to say I wouldn't put myself
Okay.
in that same category. Maybe like pre-mission, pre-career that ruined my left knee. Yeah, maybe. But I was a tight end 7th grade. One, you don't throw the ball in 7th grade. I mean, my team
not in
didn't.
Massachusetts.
No. At this point, I was in Utah.
Okay.
We
So not in Utah.
the
You're
biggest.
playing for Lone Peaks.
No, I was at Juan Diego of all places.
Yeah, they were in the triple option back then.
Do you know that for sure?
I'm pretty.
Because
sure.
I don't even know that. I was on the team.
I'm pretty sure.
Basically, the quarterback was the coach's son. And so they just ran like QB sneak and quarterback
They were just
sweeps.
running QB sneak as a staple. And,
Oh my gosh, I don't know the terms. He was running the ball every time. I was a glorified offensive lineman, okay? And so I was like, this is the worst sport of all time, okay? So I hated playing it, and so I was too soft, admit it. I quit, and now I don't even know what I was going to talk about with that because you interrupted me so many times. What were we talking
You
about?
gotta lock in. You gotta stay focused. Look, there's 2 minutes over here. The quarterbacks are dialed in, and the tight end is
That's
lost.
kind of pissing me off. What were we talking about? Okay, yeah. I got it. Locked in, locked back in.
Play clock is
Even I, not the biggest football guy.
Game.
No. Challenge.
Can't
That's a thing, right?
No, it's
But it is a thing in football. I don't want to hear it. The point is, even I, not the biggest football fan growing up, I would play NCAA football and I'd make my character, and I was on the Miami Hurricanes for some reason, and I had blonde dreads for another reason. I don't know. Dark visor for sure, sleeves on both sides. And the dream was this team needs to go undefeated. Fans are going crazy. You know, like it literally is the dream to have like that college experience for kids that are playing sports growing up, right?
Yeah.
Undefeated team, like everyone's vibing, the whole country's watching you, you're ranked, and campus is just nuts. Like, do you feel that way? Like, is it just kind of a dream come true, or is it surreal? Like, obviously with keeping the main thing and focused on, like we were talking before the show, like we're taking this one game at a time, but like, are there any parts of you that is just like, man, this is nuts?
Yeah, this is something we talk about. A-Rod brought it up to the offense at practice this week. He's like, guys, look where you're at. You only get this once. This doesn't happen again in your lifetime. You don't live 20 more years and then this happens again. That's not how it works. Like, this is the best time of your life you're living in right now. Look around, enjoy it. You know, just have fun. Just smile about it. I love to be the guy that reminds the team to have more fun. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Like, we do a little players meeting where some of the captains stand up every week, and it's players only. We kick all the coaches out of the meeting room right before the Monday meeting, and we just remind our guys a couple things that we want to hit on, and then we bring the coaches back in and start our meeting on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And they had me go up this week because we switched off captains throughout the weeks. All I said was, guys, just have fun, man. This is awesome.
Yeah.
It's Halloween this week. You know what I mean? Just have fun. Be yourself. Don't forget that. Don't forget we're having fun. We're here to have fun. The coaches never have enough fun. Make sure they're having more fun. Like, that was my message.
Yeah.
So like, that's how I feel
That's
about
cool.
this whole thing. Is it's a blast, man. It's so fun. I remember being on the UCF sideline, man, in the middle of that game. We score a touchdown and the rocket goes up in the air. I don't know if you saw that, but they sent the, I don't even know where it was going, but all I know is this is dope because we score a touchdown and then we turn around and there's a rocket in the air. And so it's sick. And so it was just like something to like look around, like, this is dope, man.
Yeah.
What we're doing is so fun. It is just unexplainably fun. And so just try to live in it a little more. And I know that I'm going to kick myself when I look back at my career, like, because I didn't have enough fun, because there's no way to have enough fun and live in the moment enough, because we're also out there trying to be really high level, high executing athletes. And so that is something for me. Like, we're not like, you know, there's not parades on campus yet,
Right.
but it is fun. It is, football is obviously the big highlight of the athletic department, and that's where the most attention goes all the time. And so to have us have that kind of undefeated so far this year and just have that positivity, man, it's a blast.
That's pretty cool.
It's super positive, like you said.
Is there like I mean, when I envision you guys like as captains, as leaders, like talking to the team, and well documented are the feelings that you had about this team dating back to winter workouts, right? And spring ball, and that like you knew, and you guys in that building knew what no one else knew, you know, as far as what was cooking and what kind of season you guys were going to have. Is there like a motto that you guys have had that you've stuck with since then, or that has emerged during this season, like a line that keeps coming back up, or has it just been different week to week?
Honestly, we haven't. It was something we actually thought about.
Yeah.
And I remember in the offseason, because we had like an offseason captains group talking, and we were like, maybe we should come up with something. Like, maybe we should have, you know, different position groups offer there what they think is a good one. And then we talk about it. We maybe put two together, or we vote on it or something like that. We actually thought about that. And came out to, we never even like got to it, because like, I don't think we didn't need an extra reminder of something that was just like talked about over and over again. Cause like, the cool thing about this team is like, we had the attention to detail early, like you said. And so we didn't need to be like, I don't know. We didn't need a motto that got redundant, that got corny, that got like, all right, we've heard that a million times.
Yeah,
Like
right.
it was easy for us to we were staying focused from the beginning, which was good. It was the number one thing. And like I think that's what those mottos do is those remind you of a lot of things. But like at the same time, the only reminders we needed were all off season. You look at the preseason rankings, and we're like the worst team in the Big 12.
Yeah.
It's like, what else do you need to look at?
Yeah.
And like that happened to our team. That happened to me in my position. Like I was supposed to be the worst quarterback in the Big 12. And
I
so
love
like,
that picture, by the way.
like,
Just sitting there, like,
yeah, holding it in the
love it.
production meeting. That was fun. But yeah, like I didn't feel like we needed another reminder. Like we were already going out every day.
Yeah.
And just kicking butt and just going and getting after it. The energy was always high. And like, it's one of those things that you can't put your finger on it. You can't quantify it. You know, it's hard to explain the feelings that the team has, but when it has it, it's special.
Yeah.
It's that
100%.
it factor that people talk about. It's that feeling like, oh, like when they say he's got it or they got it. Like, yeah, like that's how we feel. Like the culture is different, and we didn't need to put something on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We had the feeling and we had the urgency already. And so like, yeah, it was talked about a little bit, but it never came to the thing. And something I keep saying is keeping the main thing. I've said that to the media a lot, and that's what this team does so well. But like at the same time, we're proving people wrong.
Yeah.
We're proving ourselves right. Like there's different things that have bounced around the building. Like we talk about how nobody knew but us. Everybody in the building knew what we had was special.
Yeah.
But nobody else knew that. And so like, we're not just proving people wrong, we're proving ourselves right.
Sure. Yeah.
And so like we proved everybody wrong this whole season, man. We were an underdog going to UCF, and we had a great game and played well, and it wasn't a close nail biter by any means. And so to prove people wrong, at some point that's going to expire, and people are going to be like, oh, this seems really good. So then that's when you fall back on proving us right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
like
We're
that.
not going to look to the outside world for motivation. We're, you know, we can be intrinsically motivated and just go get after it because of us.
Let's throw it on a shirt. I know a guy. Speaking of shirts, I ordered a BYJew shirt from Barstool.
Nice.
So that should be coming directly to your bank account if Dave Portnoy is telling the truth.
It's been crazy, bro. I've gotten like random messages and like, dude, I got your shirt. I was at the basketball game last week, and I had some dude come up to me. He's like, bro, I got your shirt for me, my nephew, my son,
That's
my
awesome.
cousin. Like he's like, I got like 6
Can we drop
of
a
them.
link? Can we like go like
The
this
family-
and drop
yeah,
a link
just-
right here? Like
Right here.
Partner with us, Barstool.
Yeah. Shout out Barstool. Shout out Dave Portnoy. That was one of the craziest DMs to
That's
come back
awesome.
after a game. By the
Yeah.
way.
He DM'd you.
Yeah.
What like, hey, I'm making a shirt for you. Like, what did it say?
It was
You're my goat. I'm gonna try and steal you over to Michigan next year.
probably the way that's going.
Yeah, what
But,
did it say?
it was just something along the lines of, I mean, I could pull it up, but it was just something along the lines of like, dude, we need to get a BYJew shirt out now. Like it was,
That's
it was
awesome.
like, we need to get a shirt out.
Yeah, that's
We need
crazy.
to do this. And I was like, let's do it. And then he got it all mocked up, and now it's live. Shout out Barstool. Shout out Dave Portnoy. That's one of the things, like after a game, I'm pretty sure that was the Arizona game, big noon kickoff. I get back to my phone, and like at the end of the night, like it was a day game. So like it was easy to be
Yeah,
like
it was.
chilling.
I remember it was hot.
It-
Oh my gosh, I
it
was
was
roasting
warm.
on those bleachers.
It was warm, but and I go back through my DMs, and it's always like tagged you in this, tagged you in that, tagged you in this, and then so I'm going down, and it's like Dave Portnoy, and I see his profile picture. I'm like,
It's actually him. Yeah.
hey, wait, what? Like, and this is like I cleared out everyone, so he's like the last one, and so I click on it, and I open. I was like, no way.
That's wild.
And so I click on the profile, and it's 5 million followers,
Blue
and
check
it's
mark.
El Presidente. Yeah, it's sick. I was like, this is dope.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
told my buddies about it immediately, and they were going nuts about it.
He's just betting so much money on you every single week, and he's like, "I love this guy."
That
They're-
guy-
It's locked
they're
7-1
yeah,
against
they're
the
co-
spread
yeah,
right
they're
now.
covering the
It's
spread.
That guy is an insane better.
Yeah, he is,
Um,
and he's like, but I mean, it is cool because he is like, I don't know, he's one of the most, if not the most prominent voices in sports right now. Like to
He
me,
is.
it's like him and like McAfee. Like
Yeah.
they're everywhere.
Like, that's like the sports pop culture.
Yeah,
Like those are the guys, especially in college football.
yeah,
Like that's the sports pop culture. It is Portnoy, Barstool Sports.
Yep.
Every single school has a
Yep.
Barstool account,
yep.
and it's always the funniest account there is.
Yep.
And then Pat McAfee is just being Pat McAfee, and along with Nick Saban.
Yeah,
Obviously hilarious.
it's which is kind of fun. It's funny watching Saban because to me, like, I don't know, I've seen sort of like an evolution of his level of comfortability on that
Yeah,
show. I don't
for
know if you
sure.
guys have noticed that
For
too,
sure.
because at first they were, all these videos and tweets going viral about like him, like kind of sitting there like
And then Pat's like dancing with the
Yeah,
shirt off.
yeah,
And
and
then
Saban's like,
slowly Pat starts feeding him food.
yeah, and then all of a sudden, like Saban is making these outrageous comments, and
Yeah.
it's like, wait, who is this guy? And
Yeah.
the same thing with Bill Belichick. Like that's what is
His own
incredible
meeting.
to me about Portnoy and McAfee is like they've been able to turn two of the most serious people on earth to like let loose and like have some fun, and at the same time like still do an incredible job of analyzing what they're supposed to do, which is great. I'm sure they have a whole team around them helping, but from the outside looking in, it's like, oh yeah, Barstool and McAfee show just like turn these guys into the most.
Hey, college game day. Come to Provo.
Come to Provo, man. I mean,
we got 2 games left. Come to Provo.
We were hoping the other team up north would be in a play. That would have been.
That would have been it. That would have been it. Everybody knows that. That would have been it. It's unfortunate the guys couldn't get it together up there, and they couldn't.
Yeah, they've had a tough year, man. Yeah. So it's that would have been a big one. But who else do we have at home? Do we have? Because I know we have Kansas, Houston.
That's it.
Oh, those are the ones at home.
Yeah, so we got 2 away, 2 home left in the season.
Potentially a 3rd home game though.
That's right.
Potentially, but
actually no, because if everything goes according to plan,
if everything goes according to plan, there won't be one.
It'd be a bye week.
Could be Fiesta Bowl, but
you mentioned there isn't you mentioned there isn't a plan before when we were talking. Like everyone on Twitter and probably Cougar Board, all the heroes, you know all about Cougar Board. You haven't even been here that long. My dad was on Cougar Board when I was playing, so I know all about Cougar Board. He'd like send me screenshots, and I was like,
"You had that login.
You need to get."
Definitely,
you had that login.
Although I don't even think you need a login. You only need a login to post.
I now have one. Yes, I'll admit that. I didn't when I was playing. I got convinced to make one, and this guy is like heavy on it, and he's like, "Dude, you need to make one. It'd be so crazy. Like people would love it." And I went on there one day. I was like, "This is the biggest waste of time."
Oh my God.
Did they love it? Did the people love it?
Oh, they loved it. They loved it.
They were going crazy.
I'm a big deal.
They were going crazy.
I don't know if you remember, but I'm a big deal.
I remember.
I was a big deal.
I remember.
Yeah. Huge NIL deals.
Yeah.
Huge. All of dinner.
Yeah. No, but I'd get suspended for that. So it never happened, but it's okay. Let's talk about, that hype. I want to talk about this because, I mean, it was just an insane moment. We have different perspectives on it. The OK State game obviously has fed into this hype train. I mean, that was absurd. For me, I was just watching alone on my couch. And I actually, when they scored, like truly had this thought in my mind that I was like I wasn't destitute. Like I think my dad texted the group and was like, "It's over." Like most people are when there's only that much time.
How much time was there? It
was like a minute
10 time.
Minute 10.
Minute 13 sounds right.
Yeah, I was gonna say 30, but minute 13.
Yeah.
If I got that right on it, make me look like a true
on
fan.
Accident.
But something, a minute and some change, and I'm sitting there, and most of the world when that happens goes, "Crap!" Like it was a good run, and it's not like the season's over, first of all, but like the perfect season everyone's so juiced about. But like I swear on my life, I had this thought in my mind that like we are having a special season, like a once in a lifetime season, between the expectations and then what you guys have done on the field, like all the narratives and dynamics that have fed into this. I'm just like, there's enough time, and crazier things have happened. Like this isn't 8 seconds on the clock or whatever happened at Iowa State the other day. Like this is some time, and if we're truly having the season that it feels like we're having, then we're gonna go get this done. I thought that because I'm a real one.
Yep.
And my question is, were you thinking that on 4th and 7?
No. No, but I wasn't not thinking it. Okay. Like 4th and 7 was the one where I wasn't. I don't think I was destitute at that point. I was just real. I was like, obviously. It's like we gotta do this. I don't know. Real's not the real word. It's like I was able to understand the context of football.
Yeah. You're holding your breath. But,
so I'm like, we make this, and I still believe, and it's over, right? That's just factual, right?
Yeah.
Which was an insane play, but like I was just sitting there. You hit Darius, and like I was just silent. On my wife was still wrestling the boys to bed, and I was just like, just like shaking. My face was probably a little red, and I was like, and that's all. That was it for me. But like just so much adrenaline running through my body. I know you were outside the stadium, so you heard it.
So because we do like a pop-up shop outside the stadium every week. But it's been normally we'd go into the game, but we're kind of like superstitious about it now, so we don't go in. It's like me and TJ Haws and like Trevin Nell and Trey Stewart will like watch it. We have this big blow up, but the TV's delayed. So like you can hear the crowd.
It's a few seconds.
Yep. And so like we're sitting there and we're lining up for the snap and all of a sudden it just erupts.
Oh,
and we're
man.
like, what the hell happened? And so like, we're sitting there watching it live, like outside, like listening. And then all of a sudden we watch it and we're going crazy in the tent. We're freaking out. I'm throwing like free hats at people running by. Like
just pegging. You're pegging like little kids.
like, so
showing us the old arm.
Bro, but and I think for everybody, like it feels just different. Like as a BYU fan and like former player, my brother played there before me, so I followed BYU since just a little kid. And it seems like there's always, even on the best of years, just as a BYU fan, it's always like when you go, it seems like in years past, when you play a UCF, like a game like that is a scary game because something goes bad. And then a game like an Oklahoma State game at home and it seems like just,
where they're dangerous.
We shouldn't lose.
They're dangerous. They're off a bye week. We're on a short week.
That happens. And it feels like this year's just been completely different. And norms of the past that you've gotten used to as a BYU fan, where it's like, okay, this team is different. That's not happening. So it's been fun, man.
What's up, everybody? I just want to give a quick shout out to one of our sponsors. That is Andar Leather Goods. These guys are the best of the best. We're giving one of their bags to each of our first 10 guests here on the Big E Show. And it's been an exciting partnership. I've had one of their bags forever. We bought it as a backpack, turned into a diaper bag, but it just speaks to the versatility of their products. They have bags, backpacks, duffel bags, wallets, phone cases. I mean, anything and everything you can imagine that is leather, and it's the very, very best quality. So make sure you go check them out in my profile. We got a little discount code in there for you. Our point of views don't really matter because I was just the guy on my couch.
And I was just
he was just pegging little kids like Uncle Rico with hats.
Hey,
gosh,
that's crazy. Yeah, that picture is good. That picture.
You saw this meme.
I saw that meme. Yeah, he's just looking.
You saw this?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I guess he was like talking before this play, and I mean, I would have been too for sure.
100%.
Oh my gosh!
You're in a road stadium where it's been hostile all game.
Yeah.
You're up like when they were down all second half. Like we tied it up right away, and then we took the lead, and so they finally took the lead in the second half. And he's like talking his crap.
I mean, I talked so much to fans when I was playing basketball, but like football, it's like they just want you to talk to the fans. It's like you're right there. Like they could strategically. Basketball, it feels like they try and at least keep the bench.
I feel like basketball's closer.
Like
to
basketball's
no,
it
is.
Like,
it is closer, but I never felt like I had fans like behind my bench like yelling at me. Like that was always like.
Because there's a little
even away, there's a little bit of room, and then you also have like family and friends. That's like where those tickets are given out. So of course, like we're getting yelled at. You know what I mean? Like I remember, man, we were playing UMass one time. This is great. Did I tell you this?
No, I don't think so.
Why'd you laugh then?
Just powerhouse UMass. I thought it was gonna be like a big game. Like,
no, it was a good game. It was a good game.
We're playing Cameron Indoor, and it's crazy, and it's like
UMass.
Yeah. Oh, that's why you laughed.
Yeah.
That's messed up. They were a good team that year. I don't want to hear it. We were playing UMass, and we're in Springfield, so it's not at UMass, but it may as well be. It's like a Hall of Fame classic. And their student section was behind the basket, and I'm shooting free throws. This is my freshman year, and the fans are going, "You're a virgin." You're a virgin. And they did it to like to the whole team. And like guys are just like, come on, like what are we talking about? Anyways, so yes, we do. That's like one of my favorite fan interactions I've ever had. But like, yes, we are closer, but I don't know. They're like, I guess I'm specifically talking about like the bench, because the bench in basketball is different. I mean, you could argue both ways, but for me, I never really felt like some guy was just like berating me from like 4 feet behind, because that's like where the family, friends, coaches, wives, and kids were. So like it was never like that. Whereas like football, it's like you're right there.
Yeah, no. I hope our fans kind of gave them the treatment their fans gave us, because
they're mean.
The craziest part about like their stadium is why it's so like hostile is because behind the bench there is no room. Like it is straight.
It's just fans.
Like the wall of fans is so close to you. Like So I talked to the box on the sidelines. You know what I mean? We just talk about the last drive, something like that. And so I was on the phone, and the dude is like,
he can hear you
right there. He's like right there, and he's like making fun of me. What are you calling in for help? There's nobody coming, or something like that. Like, quit calling the cavalry. This is all you got, or something. You know what I mean? They're bad at what they say, but But like, yeah, we heard it from them because they were right on top of us. I don't think, we're not far back, but we're not tight either at our stadium in Lavelle. I hear up north is pretty tight, so it's gonna be a fun one. But yeah, no, I know what you mean, because it is like, no matter how many family and friends, you can't fill the whole sideline with them, and so they are on top of you. There's no doubt. You hear them. There's no. You get a lot of. You get the BYJew chant, F the Mormons chant. Yeah, that one is prominent around the country, which is bizarre to me because like you take any other religion, even my religion, like could you imagine the uproar if that happened? Right. Like in the media, that'd be nuts. But BYU does a good job of handling it, man. And
let's start an uproar right now.
We should. Like honestly, like it's
crazy. It is crazy.
Like how like why is that? Imagine SMU, those fans were saying F the Jews. Like, imagine what would have happened after that. But they're saying F the Mormons and people think it's okay. That's one of the craziest experiences I've had here.
It is wild. It is wild. Well, back to the actual game.
Yeah.
I had this belief, which doesn't matter. Alex had the belief, which also really doesn't matter. What was like your guys' feeling and what was it like marching down? I mean, you had the big run followed immediately by the big throw. You had the 4th and was it 7 or 8?
Yeah, 4th, 7.
To chase. Like that had to be one of the most fun drives of your entire life, right?
Yeah, it was 2-minute drill, and we love 2-minute drill. It's bizarre because I've watched those games on TV. We've watched Brady, Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers. We've watched them do that how many times, right? Yep. And so it's like it's super exciting as a fan to watch. And so like, but comparing the two experiences from player to fan is like uncomparable. Yeah. Like when you're on the field, it's like when you're on the court in the last minute of a basketball game and it's a 1-possession game. Like,
they'd always take me out. But
you're just going in there like executing. You just got to go make plays. You just got to like. It's not like, oh my God, this is the craziest moment of my career. Right. Like that was by far the craziest moment of my career.
Sure.
Like, hands down. I made some plays at Riverside City College, but it's not, right. The stadium at Riverside is slightly smaller than Lavelle. And so it's not comparable though. So, but like in the moment, I'm like, all right, what's the play call? All right. The play in my head, I see it in my head. This is my read against this defense. Like I watched film against like, this is their, you know what I mean? Like this.
It's almost robotic. It's just been drilled so many times.
It's what I've done so many times. We do it every single week. We do end of game plays, and we do both ways. End of game to win it. End of game, like taking a knee. Like maybe there's a little extra time, or end of game we got to score a touchdown right now. Or it's like we have end of game like a book, man. I could name you all the plays from all the yard lines that he'd call them on.
Do it
like
right
straight
now.
Up. Like,
prove it.
Dude, in the end of game situations, are you guys like because? Minute 10, the reason like I felt like it was common is minute 10, 2-minute drill is like if you're gonna cue something up, that's the drill. It's like minute 10, no timeouts, go. Like a lot of time, a lot of football time.
Yeah.
Are you guys still queuing up stuff like for even like crazier situations? Like 8 seconds left, we got to go 80 yards, and like there's probably not a play call for it.
Yeah, so it's insane. Like I think of it like kind of a chart. Like you get the football field and you work backwards. Like we have a play from the 7-yard line in that we're gonna run when there is no time left. Yep. Like I'm saying there's 1 second on the clock.
Yeah.
Like we have a play, you back it up to 12. We have a play for that. From 12 to 8, this is the play we're going to run.
With 1 second. So keeping the time consistent.
This is going in.
This is going in the end zone. Yeah. We're not talking from our back. Yeah. The 7-yard line, 12-yard line is the exact same.
Yeah.
But like going in. So like if let's say Darius got tackled right there, we don't have a timeout. We have to get up on the ball. Like I know the play call.
Yep.
Like I could draw the play call right now for you guys. Like it is. This is the play call. And so like you move back and move back and move back and like I said, we rep these things. Like these are not on accident. Like we will run these plays from depending on how far back we are, and then we get to a certain point where it turns into like, all right, we're gonna lateral the ball 30 times until we can score in complete desperation mode, obviously. But and then there's Hail Mary. We have a Hail Mary play where for some reason we call it Big Ben. Ben Roethlisberger apparently was good at Hail Marys, which I don't understand. I don't
remember a single Ben.
Yeah,
I don't know. But yeah, so and like so it's like
it's called Big E. Just throwing it out there.
Sure. All right. I thought we should call it like Rogers or Double Check or something like that because that's the guy who
double
does
check.
It. Discount Double Check, baby.
Discount Double Check.
I like that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like we have it.
I was saying I like it.
Okay.
Don't jump on me.
You're gonna start. Okay.
Anyways, but yeah, like we are, man. It is dialed. It is dialed. When you're at this level with the coaches that we got, man, there's no accidents. It is dialed on what play he's calling from what area when there's no time on the clock. And then now it comes to the point where there was time on the clock. And so it's like, okay, we have a wider selection of plays, obviously. Yeah. And so we're going to mix it up. We're going to run a lot of these plays. Some of them are in our game plan. Some of them are like, some of these plays, like the third and XL game plan, are good for 2-minute drill.
Yep.
Like they just carry right over.
Yeah.
And so like, and you know what I mean? And And the 2-minute drills, obviously the 2-minute drill, like we have a game plan for 2-minute drill. We have plays on the call sheet. There's a box that is 2-minute drill. And he's calling plays from that box. And then he's got the end of game plays, like I said, which from each yard line he has
going back
all the way back.
That's
it's about
awesome.
like the 30-yard line, and then it becomes something else.
Yeah. Couple questions on top of that. 4th and 7, what was the play call?
So the play call was interesting because this is one of those moments that like I attribute that 4th and 7 to the amount of time I've been able to spend with Coach A-Rod.
Yeah.
Like, because he called a play that like initially the primary for that play is like, there is no way I'm throwing that ball.
Yeah.
Like it was, I think it was Keelan or JoJo. I think it was Keelan on the route. It was like a deep option route where he can run. It's like a 30-yard throw a lot of times.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they're not giving that up. So what is he looking for? And what he's looking for is the curls on the outside. And that was chasing Darius in that moment. And Darius, the field actually popped open late. But obviously like I had a little, pocket was kind of closing, so I made a little move and then found Chase.
Yeah.
Honestly, looking back at that play, I wish I found Chase sooner because like he was doing jumping jacks. He was doing jumping jacks. And so like by the time I got down to him, that's when the pocket was kind of closing on me. And so I like kind of made a move to get out of there. And then I saw him and threw the ball. And he obviously made a great catch. And so that was sweet because that was some spots like where you'll find pockets, because if you think of it like a 2-minute defense, they want to stop you from going out of bounds.
Yeah.
And so they're playing their flat defenders wide. And so the curl just inside of them was open there. And so Chase made a good job. I think it was the corner was rallying back to him.
Yep.
And we got the ball just before him and made the catch, obviously. But yeah, that was a good play call where it wasn't the primary that he wanted. And that's like, I attribute a lot of my development through Coach A-Rod, through Aaron Roderick. Like just the conversations with him brought me into like, he doesn't want me to throw that. Why would he want me to throw that? Like, this is 4th and 7. This is the game. Like he wouldn't want me to do that. And so like, this is all going through my head pre-snap. I'm like, okay, got to find one of the curls. And then found Chase late. And
was he solo? But I can't remember. Was he solo on that side?
Yeah, he was by himself.
Okay.
So we had, what was cool is we like 7-man protection. So we knew he had time. So, and then if there wasn't a blitz, they'd chip and release to the flats.
Okay.
We knew we weren't throwing the flats because that's short. That's like,
gotta go to the sticks.
That is the worst thing you could do in that moment. I just knew that Chase was backside by himself and they were not helping a lot. They wanted their boundary safety to help to the field. And so they cheat him to the field and Chase popped open there.
Yeah.
Like,
awesome.
That's also why on the last play, if you look it back, the boundary dig, which is Keanu Hill, was open on it also. So like if I didn't like that, I could have came to the backside and Kibo was open because that boundary safety was helping to the field.
Yep. Last question that I have about that drive. Personally, I think that you did, but I don't want to get into it. You'll know what I'm saying. As a quarterback in my life, I've thrown a handful of touchdowns on accident where I wasn't trying to throw it to that guy.
I was going to ask this too.
I wasn't trying to throw it to that guy. The timing of it, like it was so perfectly timed that it almost looked like it might have been intended for somebody else. But like he turned at the perfect moment. Like, and yeah, you know, I can remember like 6 touchdown passes where I'm like, I was not throwing to that guy, but I'm acting like I did. I am like,
just like I drew it up.
Cool. Was that like, and you can just be, I want you to be honest with me. Was that like, did you script that as a play that you've repped a ton and it was just like perfectly timed exactly how you guys pictured, or was it a little bit off script? Were you throwing it to
He's
him?
not going to admit to accidentally throwing the greatest.
It was a little bit off.
Oh yeah, that was luck.
It was.
I actually didn't even have my eyes open the whole play from when I snapped it. I just closed my eyes.
Well, because the other dude, what was it, Marion, was like in the same vicinity.
JoJo, yeah.
Okay,
JoJo.
yeah.
JoJo
So he was like
right
in the
there.
same vicinity as well.
Yeah. So like that was the window. So here's the answer. Of course, it's not black and white. It's not accident or on purpose. It's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
But that's quarterback. You got to anticipate things. And so you can call that accident or you can call it anticipation. So basically that was the window that I saw open. And I knew I had a route coming into
There's
it.
supposed to be a guy
And
there.
I knew I had a route leaving it.
Yep.
And so throwing it behind JoJo was on purpose.
Yes.
Like throwing it behind him because that's where the window was. And then the next route came right behind.
Love
that.
it.
And so that's where Darius made a great play and caught that ball. But it's like, would I have loved to hit? Maybe I would have loved to hit JoJo in that window first.
Yeah.
Like maybe if I'm a half second sooner, but like also I know there's the other route. Right
Yep.
there. And so
Cool.
obviously Darius made a great play and the run was just as good as the catch. But it was a little bit of that, like the play design was a little bit, it's close because like you're trying to run downfield, make a play downfield. And so it's close like that. And the fun part about that is I didn't ever see Darius until he caught the ball.
Yeah.
So there's your answer.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of luck, a little bit of heroics at the same time, and Darius making a great play, obviously. But,
awesome.
But yeah, I know. I never actually saw Darius until he got the ball.
That's half playing quarterback, is knowing where you guys are and
knowing
where
they
they're
need
going
to
to be,
be.
and then trusting they're going to be there. So
yeah,
awesome, incredible play.
How far do you see this team going? Like without jinxing it, without saying, things that you don't believe.
They want to
and then
say
you get
you're like, dude, we're gonna not win.
It's like, what?
that's basically what I'm asking. Are you going to win every game the rest of the year?
As long as this team keeps doing what it's doing, then we got a really good
The
chance.
Cougs might never lose again.
All the way.
They might never lose again.
We're saying
ever.
all the way.
Ever.
You get that bye. You get that
So,
bye.
my goal is to win every 17th game of the year. Lose that one. Is that the answer you were looking for?
Yeah.
Right there?
You said lose that one?
that's
not the
logic
answer.
you're using. That's
Yeah,
the logic.
yeah.
You're like,
Oh, okay.
I'm planning on winning.
I see what
every
you're
game.
doing.
So if a game falls on the 13th of the month, then I don't feel like winning that one.
All right. I like it.
Okay, let's stop playing the
The-
13th.
I'm
the
trying to
que-
win every game.
The
of course.
question
That's-
is, you see this team is built for a national championship.
I see that. Yeah, I do see that. I
That's
see
awesome.
there's the only people that can get in front of us.
Gets me
is
going.
us.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's big time. Okay. Are you guys done talking football? Because that was the most boring thing ever. and if you're listening still, like, thank you for holding on.
Goes over, smaller minds.
Yeah.
you know?
It's how it goes.
Actually, big brain over here.
That was
brain.
Big Shaq though.
Yeah, but you're smooth.
Like way smaller than Shaq.
I met Shaq. He's not that much bigger than me, and I will get him on the show, and you won't be invited.
Way bigger.
You will not be invited, and we're gonna just wrestle or fight. I'm gonna put him in a chicken costume. I'm gonna put him in a chicken costume, and I'm gonna fight Shaq. And we'll see what's so funny. No, that's pretty good. Last thing I want to talk about is this NIL landscape. Kind of joked about it earlier. Dave Portnoy sliding into your DMs. Maybe he'll do it again at the end of the year. He's already committed to Michigan that I will pay $3 million for the best available quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to talk about things like that. I want to talk about what it's like what's it gonna be like for you and for the team, because I'm sure NIL and just donations in general, when you have a year like this, they just start coming in. What has it been like for you? How does Kalani handle it? What has it been like? This is something that Alex and I talked about before that he wanted to bring up, and I'll let you chime in too. Going from Juco, where you had a great career, right? But a different route. I mean, like the Utah Techs of the world weren't even giving you a sniff, right?
Yeah.
To then busting your tail at those two schools and then coming to BYU, and then now you're having the year that you have. Like, what do you see next year being like? What has your experience been so far, and what is that like coming from, where are you at to where you are now in college football?
Yeah. So the first part of that is like poaching and tampering is a real thing in college football.
Yeah.
Like we know, like there's guys on our team now that are like, yeah, this school wanted me and they were going to pay me a bunch of money, but like didn't think that was worth it. Like not that it wasn't a large amount of money, which probably was a crap ton of money.
Yeah.
But it was like, we got something good here. Like,
right.
We don't.
You're saying during the season.
Not that I've seen during. I know off season.
Okay. Off season, they're coming in. They're saying,
like,
hey, if you
prepared.
leave, yeah.
Yeah, I've been prepared. I've been told like there's going to be people hitting me up in one capacity or another saying, hey, just so you know, this school is going to pay you this much money once you hop in the portal. And
Right.
like, I got 0 sites for the portal. Like, why would I leave?
No, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
there's no reason for that. But like at the same time, like that is something that I'm anticipating to happen at some point. And
Yeah.
like, I'm just anticipating to just ignore it and go on with my business and be
Yeah.
like, whatever you say, man, I don't believe a dang thing out of your mouth. Because the one thing that has happened in places is, number one, it's like, yeah, people might have that money and pay that. Another thing that's happened is like people get offered a crap ton of money in the portal and never get it.
Yeah.
UNLV.
Like, yeah, UNLV.
Right.
And so like, yeah, it's crazy how they haven't faltered though, which is pretty cool to see. But yeah, so like there's that to it. So like that is a smoke and mirrors world, man. You don't know
Yeah.
what's real. You don't know what's not until you get, the money that's promised to you. And so like, but like at the same time, like I'm not looking for that, man. Like, and you go back to the JUCO days, like it would have been nice if somebody helped me out in junior college with some NIL money. But yeah, it's been crazy to see the progression of just how my life has changed in the last 2 years. It's absolutely insane to think about where I was 2 years ago. 2 years ago, me and my brother were tearing up the junior college ranks and just having fun doing it. But we're still looking for offers. At this point in the year, I believe BYU had reached out again after this, because they reached out in the summer before, and then they reached out again during the season. And so like I had my sights set on BYU from the beginning, man. It was easy to pick BYU because of just what we had here. Going to the Big 12 was a big thing.
Mhm.
It was like, okay, that's big time ball. Like there's no arguing that that's big time ball.
Right.
And then the quarterback prowess, starting from the beginning. I could talk about all the old guys like, Steve Young, who I've gotten to
Right.
meet and gotten to get to know a little bit. Robbie Bosco, Detmer, and all those guys, McMahon, like all those legends, to getting Zach Wilson number 2 overall.
Alex Caressa.
Yeah, Alex Caressa, just a stud. Unfortunately, we lost him. Ended up going Juco and Portland State and stuff. But
Loser. Should have stayed.
I have a funny story about that. But.
but yeah, and so like, and Jaron getting drafted, and so like it was easy to think BYU's the spot, and man, I had no foresight to what it would lead to.
Right. Of course.
Like obviously, I wanted to come here and have a ton of success, which we're having this year, but there's no way to see where I was at right now, and that's why like when Coach Arod really tells us like embrace it, I'm like, dude, that's not hard for me, man. I know where I came from. Junior college, man. My first year junior college, I was sleeping in 3 different beds. I was sleeping at home. I was sleeping at my uncle's 2 nights a week, and sleeping at my high school coach's 1 night a week. And so like eating Costco pizza because that was the cheapest food I could find, and I get a whole pizza for like $9-10. And then I could divvy it up for meals throughout the day. And so like
Meal
pizza,
planning. It's classic meal planning.
that's meal planning.
Yep.
101 right there.
Wow, that's
Get
crazy.
a Costco pizza for $10. And
Great for the body, though.
great for the body. I don't know how I survived. Yeah, anyways. But like that, to go from that to Riverside to where I'm at is just an unbelievable progression. I can afford Costco pizza easily now. I can.
Yeah,
it's good.
with the way it's going. And so like it's like maybe I can even get Chick-fil-A every other day.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Wow.
That's
spoiling
That's
ourselves.
balling.
What's up, everybody? Have to give a shout out to our sponsor, Serenoni Blankets. They are the best of the best. We're very excited for this partnership and grateful that they are providing our awesome guests with their amazing blankets. It's starting to get a little bit cold here in Utah where I'm filming, where I'm recording these episodes. And so there's no better time to go check out Serenoni. We're going to have a link in our bio. Make sure you do that because they really are the best of the best.
What is a dream? What is a dream NIL sponsorship? Like if you're thinking big, Caitlin Clark State Farm type deals.
Well, I think I need to go be Jake from State Farm, personally.
Oh, Jake from State Farm. I love that.
That would be solid.
That's what I feel like I need to do.
Have a line of
Like
khakis.
that's been calling a line of khakis too.
Yeah.
With khaki.
Yeah.
Collab, the State Farm
Yep.
and khaki deal. Like that is something that I saw Jake from State Farm and identified myself right away with Jake from State Farm. So yeah, it's
You're being serious. You
I'm
would
dead
do
serious.
That's
I would
dope.
100% go
Yeah.
do a if State Farm.
Well, that
reached
guy's got
out-
it made.
Jake
I don't
is-
even think he's that
yeah.
good of an actor personally. So I would love to see you there.
Are you better than that guy?
No,
Okay.
Okay.
I'm cheering for you.
Oh. Okay.
No, I'm saying go take his job. I don't like him.
Oh, okay. I mean, I like him. I think he's cool. But like, I think there needs to be like I'm Jake from State Farm and you're Jake from State Farm Spider-Man meme thing. You know what I mean?
That's a good
But
one.
like Spider-Man meme, Jake from State
You
Farm.
put some
Maybe
time
we
into
pull
that.
another famous Jake, like an actor or something.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal. That was the first name that came to my mind too.
Or he could just play you.
Interesting.
So it's
I wouldn't
Jake.
be on the
It's
commercial?
it's Jake
Now we're
being
cooking.
Jake.
Now we're cooking.
We're just there's
Oh,
levels to this.
It's Halloween,
Yeah.
and I'm
Yeah.
Jake from State Farm,
Yeah.
and Jake Gyllenhaal's me,
Yeah,
and what's Jake from State Farm? Jake Gyllenhaal.
yeah.
The Jake from State Farm now
I'd
is
love
Jake
to be in
Gyllenhaal.
there too. If maybe I could be the guy that caused the accident or something.
You could be like the alien.
Yeah.
Alien.
You know what I mean?
I actually have no idea what you're talking.
Oh, well, this is the original Jake from State Farm commercial.
Oh, okay.
Not big up. He's not big on the Jake.
He doesn't
State
understand
Farm.
the
You
arc.
had no idea what
The
he was
Jake
talking
from
about
State Farm
either.
arc.
You guys
like,
are.
yeah.
I don't like this. We need to switch
There
seats.
was like an alien part of it at
Oh,
one
okay,
point.
okay,
and there
okay,
was
okay.
like, because it was like,
I
who are you
I
on
would
the
do that.
phone
I would do
with?
that.
Okay.
Probably
If Wembanyama doesn't do it, I'll do it. I'll be the backup.
yeah, he's women young.
Well, he's way bigger than you.
Yes,
Way.
I can admit to that. I played him, and it was shocking.
Where did you play women young? Wemby.
When he was with Metropolitans, his French team, the year before he got drafted, they came over because we had Scoot Henderson as our point guard, and so the NBA set up like a potential 1 versus potential 2 game.
Did you
And so they
clamp
came
that?
over. Yeah, I did actually.
That's clamps. I love it.
I was. I don't want to see that face.
I love it.
While
No,
you
I
ask.
believe it.
No. Here's the thing. Here's the problem. Okay, this is early on. I'm just gonna give my justification right now.
Okay.
Okay.
So this
Okay.
is early on. This is
Here we go.
September. So like the team, we're not even playing G League games for another like 6 weeks, right? But we got in early to get ready for this game. But the whole point of Ignite was to showcase the young guys, right?
Yeah.
And by halfway through the season, that just wasn't doable because these are 17, 18, 19-year-old kids that just aren't used to a pro schedule.
Yeah.
And so it's like I started playing my normal minutes like I did when I was with the Kings, G League team. So I was back to 30, 34 minutes a game. But like early on, it was like split minutes. So I was split with another kid who will remain nameless, but all you have to do is look up the highlights. But I'm splitting with him, and Wemby was torching him, like absolutely torching him. So he finished with like 37, but like 7 or 8 were on me. And here's this is the other bad part that you guys are just going to make fun of me for. But when he's getting drafted and when all the hype is going on around him, they're showing all my highlights guarding him because I made him take hard shots. So like there's one where he's like he's fading on the baseline. My hand's probably at his chin. It's not like quite it's not quite to his eyes, but it's like it's a tough shot. He's falling out of bounds and just and nails it, right? But it's like that's because every time the other guy was guarding, it was just like dunks and easy and
boring stuff.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is the thought has come across my mind to go back and watch the entire game and get his actual numbers of when I'm guarding him because they were pretty good. So he's got nothing on me.
Yeah. How many did you get?
That's a great question.
Yeah,
I bet I played 20 minutes. I bet I played 20 minutes, maybe 22 at most. I think I had like 12 and 7, 12 and 8 or something like that.
That's pretty good.
A couple dimes. I got vision.
Dimes?
I had a triple-double that year, all right? So I don't want to hear
That
it.
game?
No, that year.
Oh.
I played 20 minutes. I couldn't get a triple-double.
I could probably get triple-double.
So
I could get it.
you 100% couldn't. You maybe.
See?
Just because I like him.
Yeah. Like casual hooper. Me or Jake go in there. And
How tall are you?
I'm about 6 foot.
In the game versus like a G League game?
How many are we scoring? Like we got the green light. Like we got green light the whole entire time. Are you a hooper, Jake?
Oh, I'm a hooper.
Okay.
So I play with Jeremy Kane, who just got drafted.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously. So that's my ex.
Like
I
that
play
was
with
on
him
the
at Centennial.
like that was on the Heat?
No, he's on the. He just got drafted by the Sixers. Jeremy Kane at Duke.
Oh
TikToker.
yeah. Okay.
TikToker.
I was thinking there's another
When
Kane.
He blew up. He was in high school with me at Corona Centennial.
Yeah.
And so like that was like that's my claim to the NBA is I played with him.
Yeah.
I haven't talked
And
to that guy a lot.
give
but
him
but
some buckets.
I wouldn't say I gave him buckets. The funniest thing is in practice. So like I was like practice player of the year. Like nobody went harder in practice. Now I never saw the floor because I was a 6 foot white guy. But like I would go hard in practice. But the problem was when I'd guard the shooters because like I'd close out too hard on the shooters and coaches ripping me to shreds because I'm too close to where he's landing and stuff like that.
You couldn't chop those feet.
No,
You just couldn't do it.
And so he was one of those guys that like I had to guard like carefully because it was like, all right, he's gonna go. See, tomorrow he's gonna put up 30 in a game. I'm not gonna put up a point. You know what I mean? I'll put up at the end. Maybe I'll get a bucket or two. But I was pretty good. And my biggest claim is in runs during the offseason. So it was first period basketball.
By the way, you're not giving me much confidence for this answer. You said I was pretty good. I just didn't play a minute in high school.
The reason I didn't play is because we had like 14 minutes.
Okay.
Like we had like dudes.
Yeah,
like,
he's starting at Lone
dude
Peak.
the dude at Donovan Dent was our point guard, and dude's like tearing it up for New Mexico right now.
Okay.
Like, he's one of the best point guards in the country. Jeremy Kane was our shooting guard. Like the dude is in the NBA.
Fair.
One of our other point guards, we were kind of a guard heavy team, but one of our other point guards playing Division I ball. I think he was at Portland State.
Let's go. Shout out the Vikes.
Shout out the Vikes. He might have transferred to like Seattle U or something, but he started there. I know.
Good choice.
And then somebody who was our big Aaron McBride is now playing for Louisiana, not Louisiana, LMU in LA.
Okay, yeah.
I forget what that.
Loyola Marymount.
Loyola Marymount.
Yeah, WCC shout out.
He's one of their guys there. He's the starting center there, and so we had a squad.
Okay.
We had a squad, and one of our other bigs played somewhere else, and I was a football guy, so I was tougher than everybody. So I'd actually play like 4. I'd play the 4.
Right.
Like I wouldn't
6
play
foot.
it at 6 foot. I'd play the 4 and box these guys out and get boards on them all day. So
Probably
with
just
that
hurt
team,
people left and right, man.
I didn't hurt
Football players.
we used to dude, me and one of the other point guards, who's a good buddy of mine, he's at San Marcos right now. He was my age and stuff like that, and he was really undersized, but he's just a dog. Me and him would make fun of one of our like players, like centers. He's this dude, big dude, like tall, and we called him Charmin.
Soft as Sherman.
Ultra soft. Because we would just like bully. Like we wouldn't bully him, but he was not physical.
Yeah.
Like I will take the credit for teaching him how to be physical and teaching him how to like compete for the ball and stuff like that. Because the dude was super talented. He just wasn't gonna like put a shoulder in anybody.
Yeah.
I don't know why. He maybe thought about their feelings too much. But back to my actual claim to fame.
Okay.
For basketball.
Okay.
Is in off-season runs, I was the first guy off the board. I was the first guy chosen. So
For the high school team.
The captain,
Okay.
yeah, high school team. So the captains
An
would be
open
our,
gym, yeah.
our stars. There's
Yeah,
like
You're picking
4 teams, right? Because we're playing. You play. There's a winner's court, loser's court, whatever.
So even though you
There's
weren't
4
getting
teams.
minutes, the team knew.
They
The team knew you were going to help win.
Because in runs, I was the only guy who actually wanted to get a rebound and
Yeah.
kick it to the shooters. So the
So-
shooters would be the 4 guys, and they'd want a guy like me who's gonna set
I'm
them
I'm plugging you into a G League team. The thing about the G League is there's like 10 or 15 more possessions than an NBA game. It's so up and down. So you can go in and get some buckets. You're getting a nice little 5-and-5 burger.
So we're playing the
you never
entire
see-
game. We have
No,
the green light.
entire game.
We have the green
playing-
You
light.
have the green light. You're playing 48
Green light,
minutes.
dude, You should.
Okay, like maybe 9
That's
and
crazy.
7.
No. There's no way.
You guys don't. You're
No.
disrespecting me.
Listen,
That's what you don't
We're
understand.
shooting.
Listen.
You're not.
We are.
I'm gonna give you. The
I'm like
benefit
the
of doubt.
same. I'm like the same height as everyone else on my team. I'm just playing center because I'm stronger than them. They've all got longer arms than me. They're all quicker. They all have better verticals. You are not just getting shots off the whole game.
When you just cross half court and pull, yeah, you are.
You don't do that.
I do.
I know for a
do
fact
that.
you don't do that.
I do that
He does
all
that.
day.
You don't even know him. I give you like
Listen.
whole game. 9 and 7 is good. There are guys that play the whole game and don't get that.
Okay.
Like, this is a
That's
league that's
embarrassing.
just below the NBA.
It's embarrassing.
Embarrassing
Like,
for
that's-
them. No, I don't think so.
9
So
7. The
9
whole
7 is
game,
good. You're
I'm
like
getting more than that, but
you're
whatever.
not playing the whole game. You're like,
I'm out of breath. I gotta go.
no,
catch
you.
my breath,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
breath
You've
for a
been
minute or
told
two.
before the game, hey man, you got the green light, bro. This is your game. The guy in front of you, he got called up, and then like 12 minutes in, they're like, get Alex out of this game because you're pulling
I'm
from
heating up,
and you're
So
missing all. So
I'm
you're like
heating
a
up.
6'3" 1 guy.
I'm heating up at that point.
One
Heating up.
probably one flagrant foul too. You might have one too, football boy.
Hey, we don't all hoop like football players. We like
We're
we bring some-
quarterbacks.
yeah,
Listen, we know that. We know
yeah.
the line. We
we bring
acknowledge.
some physicality to the
We know we
game. I
can
know you
bring
don't like that. I know you don't like the physical.
I do
aspect
like
of
the
it.
physical aspect. We've
Not
talked
in
about
seventh
this.
grade at Juan Diego.
Kind of got me there. That was pretty good. That's good. It's a good circle back for you. Okay, well that's great. Jake from State Farm is the dream sponsorship, and we're gonna get it done. That's it from us. Thanks for coming on. This was fun. We're stoked for the season you're having. Sky's the limit for this team. It sounds like,
Yeah.
and what I love, just not having been in like a football locker room, but just sports in general, like momentum and belief is everything.
Yeah.
And you guys are at a really good point there. So you stay healthy and you just keep doing what you do and keep that identity that you tied to. And even if you don't go undefeated, right? Like you can drop one, but like you guys are so all in on the process is what I think is what's separating you guys from the pack. That obviously, only good results are going to come from that, and also leading into next year as well, right? So
Yeah.
grateful to have you on the show for the mindset and the perspective that you gave us. I mean, some cool answers and just an incredible season you're having. So thanks for being here.
Yeah, appreciate it. One thing that you'd appreciate is this is a basketball-loving team in the offseason.
That's
So
right.
you ask around, man, you can
Yeah.
figure out who there's some legit hoopers out there. Now there's some delusional hoopers too. I'll
On
tell you
football
what.
teams, there's a lot
A delusional.
There are.
hoopers.
But I would say that there are some legit hoopers. Like Darius can hoop.
Give me a quick starting five.
I'd say Connor Pay at center,
Big,
but not
big
center.
boy.
He played like the
Lone peak
3
guy,
or
right?
4 low
Yeah.
peak guy, but he's got some hooping abilities.
Okay.
Let's see, Darius Lassiter probably at the 2. He could play point guard a little bit. I'd say. See, Keelan would be mad because I'm going to leave him off the list because that guy just chucks it from half court like
Sorry,
this guy
Keelan.
says.
Yeah.
Sorry, Keelan. Love
12
you,
minutes
Keelan.
in the G
But
League.
Keelan believes right now. This is. Oh, I love Keelan. His confidence is unmatched. He believes right now he joins our BYU basketball team and puts up 30.
Yeah, that's
It's hard to do.
an insufferable amount of confidence,
Yes,
but I love it. You need
Indeed.
that. in your wide
Maybe maybe I'll
receivers.
throw it because I think Raider Demooney's our point guard. Then the 2 Darius. Then I'm probably playing 3. 5 is probably Connor. We're gonna stay small because we're all pretty tall and long anyway.
You don't want a tight end at the 4? You need some rebounding.
We do, but like I'll grab some boards. Who's big? Let's see. Oh, forget JoJo Phillips played at Sierra Canyon with Bronny. So like he played with Amari Bailey and Bronny and stuff like that. At
Means
Sierra
nothing
Canyon.
to me.
The dude's a dog. He's a lot better.
But I
Sierra
respect
Canyon
that.
would have destroyed Lone Peak.
Yeah. What year was that? What year was
No,
UNT?
that is not factual at all.
2012?
2013.
2013?
So
There is actually an article that talks about the greatest high school teams of all time.
There's also an article.
We're on that.
Overrated high school.
Find it. Where's the source?
2013. What,
No, that's a good squad. What I want to do is get those 5 guys. Let's play some pickup
I'll get him.
when the season's
We'll
over.
do it. We'll do it. This place to
Me,
be.
Alex, TJ.
Hey, they
It
do
doesn't even matter who the other two guys we grab are. We're gonna whip you guys.
You know what we need to do when TJ and those guys go and play. What is it? What is the prep team?
Oh yeah,
Anthem.
Anthem Prep.
Anthem Prep. It's like this private school over here, and they actually go and like do runs with some of the like TJ.
Yeah,
Did you
former
go play
pros.
last year?
No.
Yeah, you need to go play against those cats.
Yeah, that's a good team. I
That's
like
a-
it.
That's IMG Utah. That's what
Yeah.
TJ says.
It will be.
That's what
Yeah,
TJ
I don't
says.
think we're ready to play a legit team, but you know.
Oh, you're ready. You're ready. You can
Well, that's a high school team.
It's a
right?
high school team.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, Jake, thanks for coming. Alex, thanks for being here. Kind of. It was a good time.
Great time. Thanks for having me on.
All right, Jake. Great having you with us. Before we send you off, we want to make sure that we hooked you up with some pants and a nice collared shirt here from our friends at Roan. Roan's the best. If you haven't worn it, sounds like maybe you needed this last
I
night.
did. Yeah. Appreciate it, Ron. Thanks.
It's good for weddings, good for just regular day stuff. It's comfy, it's nice, and yeah, it's the best. So thank you again, Roan.